I'm not going to lie to anybody. I'm not going to say during the general election, like, oh, no, actually, Hillary's kind of great.
Liar.
Right? Like, there's no way I'm going to say that. I'm going to say, yeah, sad day for us. Hold your nose, right? Because the other guy's a fascist.
No.
So Trump versus Hillary. Okay, Trump versus Hillary. Um, I think, sadly, who's the least lousy? We're not going to we're not going to
Wow.
get someone who's better. And here's the issue I have is I think Trump and ISIS are two peas in the same pod. And
But just as a matter of pure logic, you say Hillary Clinton would be bad for your country, which stands to reason since you're a Republican, but you say Donald Trump would be apocalyptic for your country. So if you're faced with a choice between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, are you telling me you're not going to vote for Hillary Clinton?
Look, I'm not going to vote for Hillary Clinton because I think she's lavishly corrupt, and I think she is one of the most fundamentally, most fundamentally wrong-headed people in the Democratic Party. Um, no matter what, Donald Trump is a lifetime liberal. He has been in favor of gun control. He has been in favor of abortion. He has funded the Clintons, funded Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, the Democratic apparatus for years, and the businessman excuse doesn't sit with me. This is a guy who is fundamentally unqualified to be president, both temperamentally and ideologically. And I am a limited government conservative. I do not believe Donald Trump would serve the cause of limited government and personal freedom in the Constitution. He is a narcissist, and he is a guy with a singular focus on what makes Donald Trump feel good. This is not the kind of person we need as our president. And I don't think he's the kind of person, given his short temper and vengeful nature, you want to put in charge of 7,000 nuclear weapons.
So those are just a few clips of people, obviously picking between Trump versus Clinton. Which one would be the lesser of two evils? Now, obviously, the one side's going to say that Trump is more evil, and then the other one's going to say Hillary's more evil. So this video is pretty much to see who's the worst candidate, Trump or Clinton. Now I'm going to do it by having a list of their most controversial things that they've either said or done. I'm only going to read in detail two of them, one for each candidate, because one, I'm a really lazy bastard. Two, when you see the full list, you'll kind of get the big picture. That's what I wanted to say. And three, because I don't want this to be a fucking like 2 hour video. I guess it kind of ties in with one. Now I'm going to bring up the two issues that are legitimate first and have a more impact on their presidential campaign. Now I'm going to use Wikipedia because their historical info is pretty accurate and they're not biased. Like they won't say Hillary's a shill for this, and this, and Donald Trump's like fucking racist or Hitler because of this, and this. And I guess I'll do ladies first. It doesn't really matter, does it? The first one for Hillary is the email controversy. A controversy arose in March 2015 when it was revealed by the State Department's Inspector General that Hillary had exclusively used personal email accounts on a non-government, private maintained server in lieu of email accounts maintained on federal government servers when conducting official businesses during her tenure as Secretary of State. Some experts, oh shit. Some experts, officials, members of Congress, and political opponents contended that her use of private messaging system software and a private server violated State Department protocols and procedures, and federal laws and regulations governing record-keeping requirements. Fucking hell. And, sorry, I was saying fucking hell because fucking two big-ass sentences. But, yeah, she's still, or the FBI is still considering of indicting her. You know, if it was fucking, oh shit, I'm caught myself there. I was trying to be unbiased, but I caught myself there. Anyways, nearly 2,100 emails contained in Clinton's servers were retroactively marked classified by the State Department, though none of the emails were marked classified at the time they were sent. 65 were later classified as secret, more than 20 were designated top secret, and the rest were later designated as confidential. Government policy, reiterated in the non-disclosure agreement signed by Clinton as part of gaining her security clearance, is that sensitive information should be considered and handled as classified even if not marked as such. After allegations were raised that some of the emails in question fell into the so-called born classified category, an FBI probe was initiated regarding how classified information was handled on the Clinton server. And yeah, and as I said, it's still going on. Or I don't know if the investigation's still going on, but they're deciding on indicting her. This last bit is pretty much saying that it happened when there was a committee on the Benghazi incident. Anyways, on to Trump. So the one for Trump is actually his bankruptcies because, like I said, that's the only legitimate thing listed on the Wikipedia anyways. And friggin' it does list his racist comments and other things he said. But, it's it's not really as legitimate as his bankruptcies. In 1991, Trump-Talmala was unable to service its debts and filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Forbes indicated that this first bankruptcy was the only one where Trump's personal financial resources were involved. Time, however, maintained that $72 million of his personal money was involved in the later 2004 bankruptcy. So the first one, in 1991, Trump-Talmala was unable to service its debts and filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Forbes indicated that this first bankruptcy was the only one where Trump's personal financial resources were involved. Time, however, maintained that $72 million of his personal money was involved in the later 2004 bankruptcy. So 3 out of 4 for Forbes and 2 out of 4 for Time, and this was the only one where his personal financial resources were involved. I mean, I'm no entrepreneur, but I would think that's pretty good. Especially if he's a fucking billionaire and only 72 million of it was involved in his 2004 one. But let's see how the other ones are. So on November 2nd, 1992, the Trump Plaza Hotel filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and Trump lost his 49% stake in the luxury hotel to Citibank and 5 other lenders. In return, Trump received more favorable terms on the remaining 550 plus million owed to the lenders, and retained his position as chief executive, though he would not be paid and would not have a role in day-to-day operations. So again, I'm no entrepreneur, but when I see something that says favorable on a freaking 50 or 550 plus million dollars owned to some lenders, and he ended up still being the chief executive, although, he didn't really have a big role, that's pretty decent, I guess. Like I said, I'm no entrepreneur, so I wouldn't really know, but it sounds pretty good to me. So in 2004, Donald Trump's third corporate bankruptcy was on October 21st, 2004, involving Trump Hotels and Casino Resorts, the publicly traded holding company for his 3 Atlantic City casinos and some others. Trump lost over half of his 56% ownership and gave bondholders stock in exchange for surrendering part of the debt. No longer CEO, Trump retained a role as chairman of the board. In May 2005, the company emerged from bankruptcy as Trump Entertainment Resorts Holdings. In his 2007 book, Think Big and Kick Ass in Business and Life, God damn it, Trump wrote, "I fear that it was the bank's problem, not mine. What the hell did I care? I actually told one bank, I told you you should have loaned me that money." God damn it. I told you the goddamn deal was no good. Yeah, that's something. At least freaking back in 2004, Trump hasn't really changed that much from how he is in modern times. Fucking. So, in the end, he still ended up being a chairman of the board. Well, I mean, it was publicly owned, but I guess it wasn't as good as Trump would actually like, because, if you read a lot of what he says, he does kind of blame other people for shit going wrong. Yeah. You notice that, if you're not a diehard fan of Trump's. So in 2009, Trump's fourth corporate bankruptcy occurred in Trump's fourth corporate bankruptcy occurred in 2009 when Trump and his daughter Ivanka resigned from the board of Trump Entertainment Resorts. 4 days later, the company, which owed investors $1.74 billion against its $2.06 billion of assets, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. At the time, Trump Entertainment Resorts had 3 properties in Atlantic City: Trump Taumala, Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino, closed in 2014, and Trump Marina, formerly Trump Castle, sold in 2011. Trump and some investors bought the company back that same year for $225 million. As part of the agreement, Trump withdrew a $100 million lawsuit he had filed against the casino's owners, alleging damage to the Trump brand. Trump renegotiated the debt, reducing by over $1 billion the repayments required to bondholders. Okay, so now on to the list of stuff. So we have Donald Trump. He has bankruptcies, says he'll deport Mexicans, says no to Muslim refugees is what I meant. 4 said some sexist things, 5 said some racist things, and 6 is compared to Hitler. Well, Clinton, she has the email scandal, the Benghazi controversy is what I meant to say. 3, the Libyan Civil War, which was a big controversy. 4, the banker bailout, another fucking controversy. 5, Whitewater scandal, I meant to put. And the last one, 3 other scandals, which tied into Whitewater. Now, is Trump worse than Clinton? Well, would you rather vote for the person who has all these scandals, or would you vote for the person who said some shit? Because that's what it really boils down to.